Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a gravity dyed double wavy line. I'm going to start out by using a washable marker and making a couple wavy lines on my shirt. I'm going to start the wavy lines up on the shoulder of the shirt and take them to the opposite edge of the shirt. One of the wavy lines is going to end on the side and one is going to end on the hem. Now I'm going to accordion fold these lines that I just drew on the shirt, and I'm going to tie them with some sinew. I want these lines to have some definition. That's the reason why I'm going to tie them with sinew. Sinew is wax coated, so wherever I tie a sinew line, that area underneath that line is going to remain white. It won't let the dye go underneath that area. To tie the sinew line, I'm going to wrap my sinew around this line that I just folded. Then I'm going to wrap it around a couple more times, and I'm going to wrap the sinew directly on top of itself. I'm going to slowly begin to pull on the sinew while I'm pushing down on this line with my hand. Because this is kind of a long fold, it is going to have a tendency to want to buckle, and I don't want that to happen. So as I'm slowly pulling on the sinew, I am pushing down on that line. Because I wrap the sinew on top of itself, as I'm pulling, I'm going to feel that sinew catch, and it's going to start to tighten down, and it will tighten down to where I can't pull it anymore. That's when I know that I have my sinew nice and tight. If I want to, I can go ahead and do a couple more wraps and repeat that process. Otherwise, I can go ahead and cut the sinew off and move on to fold the next line. For this shirt, I'm just going to use two colors. I'm going to use Blueberry from Dharma Trading Company and Stormageddon from Dharma. Stormageddon is a special order color from Dharma. You can usually still get it, but you have to buy in larger quantities. Otherwise, you can normally purchase some smaller quantities of it in a Facebook group called Tie-Dye Supplies Marketplace. I've left a link to that Facebook group down below this video in the description. I'm going to do this gravity dye outside, so I've taken a metal drying rack, placed it outside, and on top of the metal drying rack, I have a piece of vinyl guttering which I've placed upside down. I'm going to place the shirt on that flat side of the guttering, then I'm going to place a dye color on each one of the lines that I've folded and tied. On the line that's up toward the top of the shirt, like where the neck of the shirt is, I'm going to place Blueberry, and on the other line, I'm going to place Stormageddon. Over the top of the dye, I'm going to place an additional sprinkle of dry soda ash, and then I'm going to place a couple pretty large chunks of ice. I make these chunks of ice in either Cool Whip containers, food prep containers. I use old sour cream containers, just pretty much anything that's plastic that I can fill with water and freeze. Where I live, it gets really hot during the summer. So when I use these larger chunks of ice, I don't have to replace them as often, and I don't have to make an ice barrier, which I really like that too. I've included some process photos so you can see how the ice melted and the dye flowed through the shirt. After this first layer of ice melted, I still had some undissolved dye left on the lines, and the dye hadn't gone all the way down to the edge of the shirt yet. So I came back and I added some more larger chunks of ice, and these I made in some ice cream containers. I can't get the ice out of these very well, so I usually just take the lid off the container and place them upside down on the shirt. I came back after the ice melted part of the way. I took the containers off and left the ice on the shirt. I also sprayed the shirt down pretty well with some soda ash solution to make sure it didn't dry out before all the ice melted. By the time the second batch of ice melted, the dye had gone down to the edges pretty well. So I went ahead and took the shirt, placed it on a metal rack down inside of a plastic tub or tote. Then I put the lid on the tub and placed that outside to allow it to process in the heat. Putting the shirt inside of a plastic tub helps to keep the shirt from drying out while it's processing because it gets nice and steamy inside of that tote. And placing the tote outside in the heat helps to speed up the bonding process, and it helps to get nice, bright, vibrant colors. After about 24 hours, I took the shirt and began to rinse it. I started rinsing in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. Then I warmed the water up to hot and continued rinsing in hot water to rinse out the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. I untied the shirt, and instead of just continuing to rinse for a long time, I decided to soak the shirt. So I ran some really hot water in my utility sink. I added a little bit of Blue Dawn dish soap to the water, placed the shirt inside, and allowed it to soak. When the water cooled off, I changed it out, and I continued that soaking process until my water was remaining almost clear. Then I put the shirt, along with some Dharma's professional textile detergent, into my washing machine, and I washed it using a hot water cycle. Okay, so I've washed, dried, and ironed the shirt, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think this one looks pretty cool. I like the two colors. The blueberry is the one at the top, and that's got like some purplish type splits to it. And then the Stormageddon is the one on the side where the line goes all the way to the hem of the shirt. And I think that's a really pretty color too. It's darker. It's got like some dark teals and gray colors, some green. It's just a really pretty color as well. And my lines showed up really well. I think they definitely are set apart from the shirt, which is what I was wanting. I do have a white streak down the middle of the shirt, which I already knew I was going to get because when I saw how the dye was moving, it wasn't really going over to that area a whole lot, but I'm okay with that. I was expecting that, and I actually think it's kind of cool to have that white area in the middle. I initially thought when I saw this shirt, this looks like the darkness before the dawn, but I don't know. It looks like so many things. It looks like it could be, water meeting in the middle, a storm, and the clear sky. That's the dark before the dawn that I was thinking. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool, but I don't really know what the proper name is for it. If you've got a great suggestion, let me know. I like this design though, and I think I'm going to try it with maybe some different colors. But what do you guys think? Do you like this shirt? Do you like this design? Do you have a really good name for it? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And if you've enjoyed the video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.